Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Genesis chapter 33, verses 12 through 20. Then Esau said, "Let us journey on our way, and I will go ahead of you." Remember, they had just met together. Esau has accepted the gifts of Jacob. He has forgiven his brother, and instead of killing him and having a heart of bitterness toward him, he has forgiven him. And he even says, let us journey on our way. Let us go together, because Esau is assuming that Jacob has come to visit him, that Jacob is going to spend some time with him. Well, as we will soon see, that is not Jacob's intention at all, and Jacob is actually kind of put in a spot. How does he decline his brother without offending him? His brother who just forgave him, his brother who just received a whole bunch of gifts, tons of animals, and all sorts of precious gifts to him. How is he going to tell his brother, I really don't want to live close to you. I don't really want to come see you. How is he going to do this? And so we'll see that in just a moment. But Jacob said to him, "My Lord." Okay, here we'll see this a couple times. He is again recognizing that Esau is his Lord. Rather than him stealing the birthright, he's saying, "Okay, no, I'm going to take only what the Lord gives me, and I'm going to receive it from him, and I'm going to call you the name by which I should before I had tricked you into taking your birthright by getting you to sell me your birthright for a bowl of soup." So Jacob said to him, "My Lord knows that the children are frail, and that the nursing flocks and herds are a care to me. If they are driven hard for one day, all the flocks will die." Essentially, Jacob saying, "Esau, I can't keep up with your 400 men. You have 400 men, and I have a bunch of animals. I have women and children. We just can't go as fast as you. Your 400 men are men, and they're hunters, and we kind of take it a bit slower. And if I go with you, I'm just going to pull you back. And if I try to keep up with you, I'll end up killing a lot of my flock." So then he says, "Let my Lord pass on ahead of his servant, and I will lead on slowly at the pace of the livestock that are ahead of me, and at the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord in Seir." Now, so he's saying, "Hey, you go on. I'll follow behind slowly, and then I'll come with you, and then I will be there." And so this is a cultural way of saying, "I'm not coming with you. I'm not going to go there. You go on, and then I'll come later." And this gets clarified, or to say that I'm not going to come there, even though I'm telling you I am, I'm really not. I'll explain in just a moment why that might be the way we should take it, instead of Jacob just being an outright deceiver again. But I could see us possibly taking that view. Verse 15, so Esau said, "Let me leave with you some of the people who are with me." Okay, well, if you're going to come along a little slower, I'll leave a few fellas behind. Some of these strong warriors that'll protect you. And they'll accompany you until you come to my home for this visit that I'm expecting you to do. But Jacob said, "What need is there? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord." And right there would be the key phrase of saying, I'm not intending to come and see you and spend time with you or live close to you. Just let me find favor in your sight. Let us agree to live separately. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, but Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built himself a house and made booths for his livestock. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. So Jacob did not go to Seir. He did not go and stay with his brother or live close to his brother. He went the other direction, because Israel and Edom, Jacob and Esau, cannot live together. Now, I think the reason we should not take this as a deceptive act is because the author putting this together did not tell us that he was being deceptive. When he left Laban, he made sure to clarify that Jacob did this by deception. He left soon. He left under the cloak of darkness. Even though God had told him to go, he left in a deceptive way. Not so in this way. Moses is not clarifying that for us. So I'm going to look at this and saying this truly is a changed Jacob. He is recognizing that Esau is the firstborn and that he is only going to take the gifts that the Lord gives him, and he is going to leave it at that. In this instance is a culturally acceptable way of Jacob saying, you know, brother, I'm not going to be living close to you. I'm not going to be coming that way. I'm glad we're together. I'm glad we've been reconciled, but we just can't live close together in the way that perhaps you are wanting. And so then they go their separate ways. Verse 18, and Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem. Now this is going to be the very place that Abraham built the very first altar when he was in the promised land. So Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, on his way from Padan Aram, and he camped before the city. And from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, he bought for 100 pieces of money the piece of land on which he had pitched his tent. And what did he do? There he erected an altar and called it El Elohe Israel. So here we see Jacob erecting an altar at the same place that Abraham erected his first altar when he was in the promised land. Indeed, generations must pass on the worship of our God to the next generation. We must pass it on to our children and our grandchildren. They must see us worshiping and loving our Lord, reading our Bibles, going to church, praying, doing our quiet times and devotions, even submitting all of our decisions to the Lord and to the Scriptures. They need to see us doing that. And even if our children, grandchildren perhaps go astray for a time, when they do come back, and our hope is that they do come back, when they do come back to a place where they are embracing the Lord like Jacob did. Jacob, of course, was running away and not really having much to do with the God of Abraham and Isaac. But when he came back, he knew what to do. He knew how to build an altar. He knew how he was to worship God. And may we be doing that to the next generation, faithfully modeling, faithfully doing it, not because we just think it's the right thing to do, but because we really like it. We love to worship the Lord. So I pray that you are being a good example, that you are seeking after the Lord, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of those that are going to come behind you. I pray that's been a blessing to you, and I'll see you in the next video.